Right, this is what the season's all about. Grand final day in the Goulburn Valley Football League. What the players have been striving for all year to win this premiership, and it's down to two. Seymour and Tongala battling out the Goulburn Valley flag for 1991. And Tongala have won the toss. Russ Burns, their captain, has won the toss. He's elected to kick with a breeze. It's a reasonably stiff following breeze, whipping down the ground to the eastern end of the ground, and United taking first use of it. Players almost taking up their position. It'll be interesting to see who does line up on who. I notice Chris Martin, the United defender, is on Robbie Harrison at centre half forward. And the ball about to be set in motion. Greg Freer letting go, big Solomon over the top, but they're first into attack through Cole Seymour. And Seymour looking dangerous in the first couple of minutes. Number 14, Alex Clydesdale, and marked right up in the teeth of goal there by number 12, and that's Peter Elliott, the big fellow. There's certainly no shortage of big man strength in this Seymour side, and they've worked the ball forward instantly. The game has commenced, and Elliott's marked no more than about 10 metres out, but he's on a very acute angle. He'll have to move around and give himself some angle to get into the chance here. And Elliott may have goaled that. The players looking a little bit excited, but the goal umpire wasn't being conned by any of the Seymour players lurking up behind the goals, and he's only raised the one flag. Laurie Casey back for the special comments. The triple Kyabram best and fairest winner. He just saw Kyabram win the seconds, and they're coming out of the same room. Case, Kyabram and Shepparton. Can Tongala win this game? What's your thoughts?
Oh, I think they're a big chance, Gus. Played the forward line. Very hard to contain forward players that quality all day.
So there it is, Laurie Casey. A little bit in favour of going for Tongala here. So Nick Suter has just pulled off the 15-metre penalty here against the coach, Robin White. I think it was. It's obviously an infringement. Did you see what happened? I wasn't watching them.
Yeah,
went over the mark. Was that the coach?
I think so, yeah.
The coach is infringed, and Suter will give this a good shot. He's only 40 metres out now, 45 metres out, directly in front. And there's one thing Nick Suter can do. They've got a very potent attack, as you said, Case, with Suter and those fellas, and Suter's let go a bomb straight through the centre. And will that be the trend of the game? Tongala have 4 players who've kicked nearly 200, or maybe just over 200, or just on 270 goals for the year, and refer to Brendan Parker, the sensational centre-half forward who won the medal this year, Nick Suter, the elusive Barry Nexip, and the very talented full forward Jet Atkins. So they've got some firepower in attack. And the first blood of the game drawn by Tongala through Mick Suter. Tongala go forward now. He's the danger man, being tackled though. He taps it on those always working coat in the van. Mick Suter getting the handball out. Number 1 came through hard, and he's another goal. Who kicked that one, Case?
Jet Atkins.
Jet Atkins is goal, and they've got 2 in 2 minutes, Tongala. 2 in 2 minutes, and you can hear the Tongala stand over there. They must be just about occupying the right-hand side of the stand over there. So it's a goal to Atkins and a goal to Suter in the virtually the first 3 minutes of the game.
Good work by Jack Morrison there. Got it quickly out of the centre.
Quickly out of the centre. And they've, as I say, slammed on these 2 quick goals. Interesting lineup there. White's put himself on Suter. I see the Seymour coach. Robbie Harrison starting at centre-half forward, and they're using Brendan Parker in the centre early, and they quite often do that, get him into the play early. Solomon grabs the ball out, tries to tap it on there to number 32, the Seymour side, with Ben Davies. Players not breaking clear at the moment. That's Russell Cole, was it, with the ball, but he couldn't get clear. Mick Shanahan's lined up in the back pocket, one of the survivors of the 1983-84 reign for the Tongala side. They've got some war horses in here, Case, with Robbie Harrison. He's 34. Got Mick Shanahan up in the 30s, Barron next up in the 30s. But certainly the conditions today would suit these older players, wouldn't they? They're quite cool, and it's not going to be all that energy sapping. Right, Bender, is it, Darren Huff, who's a very good player, has forced the ball up towards the half-forward line for the Seymour side, just in front of the commentary box here. We're sitting up, and I'm not even sure what we're sitting on here, Kate. We're on an elevated. I'm not sure what's under us, but it's pretty solid, and I think we'll just about last the day out here. Peter Morgan, who's done pretty well for Tongala in the final series, the rookie ruckman from Rushworth, but the ball is over the line down towards the half-forward flank for the Tongala side. Robin White, former Melbourne player. I think he's originally from South Australia, wasn't he, Robin White?
He played at South Adelaide.
South Adelaide, yes, and he's lifted them right up the ladder this year. And Solomon just couldn't mark it. Seymour rushing forward there, and the umpires ruled in favour of a free kick here to, it is Peter Morgan, the big ruckman from Tongala. He's got a lot of responsibility on his shoulder, and very quickly fed off there by Harrison up to Burns. They're in business, but a very timely mark right on the last line of the defence back there by number 24, which is Darren Cook, who played pretty well in the final series too. Seymour out on the half-forward flank, looking to go on with the job, but at the moment Rebellion putting pressure on that Seymour player to make sure he doesn't play on and give them scope as the ball gets to centre. Jake Cameron, he's been there and done it before, one of the other survivors of the premierships of 1983 and 84, as Seymour works the ball to the centre of the ground. The helmeted Hall has the ball. He sends the ball up to the half-forward flank. Big Comey in there trying hard, being tackled strongly by Mark Reid, though. Does it with poise. Reid finds Rebelliard, who's been a star in the final series, the rough and tumble coach of the assistant coach of the Tongala side. He's got plenty of heart, Rebelliard, and he'll send Tongala forward, right up to centre half forward. The big men fly. Parker over the back, couldn't quite get it, and I think he may have infringed there. He held the arm of his opponent there. Solomon, the umpire, has ruled, and Solomon will take the ball virtually at the true centre half forward position for the Tongala side. It favours the outer side wing here, looking further for Davey, but it's Craig Conley, who's got skill, fires it on to Reid, but it's the coach of the Seymour side doing it with poise, and finds Matt O'Sullivan, one of the danger players in the Seymour side. Did Nick O'Sullivan line up? I didn't notice. He hasn't taken his place, Case, and that certainly will help Tongala's cause, and Darren Comey, who could take this game by the scruff of the neck if he's not given close attention, because he's a potential match winner. Very, very strong lead and mark, and when he gets on his day, he's very hard to beat. And Rebelliard takes the mark now as Comey tries to register Seymour's first goal. He's not a pretty acute angle, as you can see here, but he's given it a good shot too, right up in the teeth of goal. Jake Cameron, the experienced defender for Tongala, goes up with judgment, tries to find Rebelliard, and Rebelliard being tackled then, he was in possession of the ball, but the umpire ruled it did go out of bounds in the forward pocket. So it's in the forward pocket now for Seymour, kicking into the breeze in the danger zone for Tongala. Let's see, can they get themselves out of trouble here. Morgan against Elliott. Morgan does well. It's for the old warhorse, Robbie Harrison. He's done up like Cardigan Bay there. The trotter, he's got gear all over him. He's still a good player though, Harrison. Still got a lot of life in the old legs. And Parker almost pulled in a screamer, went high. First to recover though, and it was Armstrong sending him right up to Nexit. Nexit though being held there by the arm, and he gets the free kick. And the Seymour camp doesn't like it, but that's one of the little traits that Barry Nexit's very good at, is getting free kicks, and he sends it right into the teeth of goal. What a mess, and I think you might find the coach of the Seymour side, White, was being held there, wasn't he, Coach?
Yeah, I think Suda had hold of him.
Yeah, Suda had hold of him, and the umpire picked it up quickly, umpire Freer, and ruled in favour of Robin White. The Seymour coach has the ball. He's right at full back, looking for lead, telling it's Spanner O'Connell, Gary O'Connell on the mark, and he's telling him to get back a bit, but O'Connell doesn't heed to his request, stays his ground. Up go the big men. Solomon couldn't grab it. Morgan was in there too. It's Dax on the mill at the moment. The umpire sorted out a free kick at Seymour's way. It's Dickie Martin with the left foot, sending it up towards it's to Mark Denham, who played a ripping game last week. He absolutely tore him apart last week. Does it with style, gets round his opponent. Little chip pass here. Banner O'Connell has the ball, and this is the game that could win it for Tongala if they can keep the ball on the move. Seymour looked pretty vulnerable over at was it Maroopna a couple of weeks ago, Case, when they struggled in the pace department, I thought, against Tatura, who were pretty weak that day.
Yes, Seymour's built for Deakin, I suppose. They're a tall team, a lot of 6-footers overhead.
Yep.
So I think Tonga were trying to move the ball quickly one out of there.
Line, yes, and Russell Burns, the captain, lining up, and I think he's flattered this straight through the centre. And it's another goal to Tongala. They've certainly jumped they've won the snap here, and they've got 3 goals on the board, and the Tongala supporters over on that outer side of the ground, or the grandstand side of the ground, really let go a roar when they realised the goal umpire hadn't moved and put up those fingers. So they're slipping away to a handy lead at the moment, 3 straight. 18 points are leading Seymour, just a solitary behind them. Had 1 excursion into the forward line, Seymour, for the 1 point, but the wind case have to be 3 or 4 goals at least. Yeah, it's got up blustily. During the thirds it sort of eased off a bit, but it's gaining momentum again, and Tongala must make full use of it. White again, doing it with style. The Seymour coach showing the experience, setting it up the centre half forward, and it's up into the half forward line. Tongala with desperation. That was Harrison off the ground. He does a lot of those little things. Rebilliard was in there. He works hard. Rebilliard trapped by Matty Sullivan, though, right up in the half forward flank. I'm not sure what's happened here, but Tongala's got a free kick out of that. Were they paying a bit of attention to Armstrong, is it? Over.
Seymour had the ball running forward.
Right, Armstrong, right out to the half-forward line. In the Rebilliard, he's got one over the neck. The umpire saw it, and Tongala putting themselves in for the ball at the moment and looking pretty good as Rebilliard takes the ball up towards the 50-metre line. He looks for the short pass here. Or over the top, Martin pumping the ball forward. That's Brad Campbell, that was Morrison chipping the ball out. As a goal here, this is a miraculous goal, Case.
Nico's slid one through.
Who's got that one? That's the Mr. Magic. That's why he's got the name Mr. Magic Nexon. And he certainly threaded that one through, and Tongala on fire at the moment. They've got 4 goals, the first 4 goals of the game. And the
Jack Morrison again got the crumbs.
Got the crumbs. Yeah, I just noticed. I thought Jack turned the corner in that game last week, didn't he? He struggled at. I thought he struggled in the first game over at Tatura, but he sort of bounced back last week, and he might go on with it today. Tongala certainly hopes so. Solomon's against the big fellow Morgan for Tongala. Tongala's still in the van, but Hewitt is on the wing, or out towards the centre forward position for Tongala, and the defensive position for Seymour has the ball. He got awarded a free kick, then held when he didn't have possession. The ball up towards the centre. Look at it set up against the wind. That's the size of the brief. Robbie Harrison, 34 years of age, marks it very, very nonchalantly, and is looking to set one right up into the geese. And that's the kick, I reckon, on the day with that breeze. Up it goes. No one can mark it. Gary O'Connell has pace here. He's in the van. He can't quite trap the ball, and somebody's been taken out. There's a fight back on the play here, and Mick Suter being attended to back there, and the umpire has moved in and paid the free kick to Mick Suter. Suter, who's been around a few years now and has shown a bit of experience in that exchange, got the free kick. He'll probably give us a good side. He's a great kick for goal, Case. He's given us a good shot right into the teeth of goal, high up there. A couple of the Tongala players just couldn't quite see who it was. It might have been Rebilliard or Atkins, but they couldn't grab the ball, and it's forced through, rushed through by this a desperate Seymour offence. That's Dickie Martin with the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, Dick about to bring it back into play.
Yeah, bring it back into play. He's right at full back for the Seymour side, right in Tongala's attacking zone, of course. As the ball goes up, Harrow goes up. The call was Harrow. Out comes Cole, beating the ball out. They're starting to play the ball towards the wing now. Solomon up towards centre half forward. And Matty O'Sullivan with class and skill marks over the coach there, Mick Shanahan. He's given himself the job of picking up Matt O'Sullivan, who is a very, very talented player for the Seymour side. Up it goes towards Comey. The big punch from the back there by Reid, who's got a bit of spring in his step. Reid, he's a player who can get up and he'll obviously been under instructions to punch at every opportunity against the strong marking Comey. Now the ball at full-back, or virtually at full-back, just on the flank here towards the full-back line for the Seymour side. Elliott up. Morgan wasn't in the front position then, and the ball on the ground there, players milling on it, and no one gets the free kick. The umpire says it's mine, umpire Stoneman, and he has the ball. He has the ball right in the forward pocket line for Seymour. Elliott up, no ruckman. Elliott, was it O'Sullivan? Yes, he snapped the ball, but Mark Reid read it well in the back line, took the mark in front of Comey. Mark Reid who seems to have found his niche there at centre-half back, or full-back for the Tongala side. Russell Burns come into some pretty heavy punishment there, but put his body in front. It reaped the dividends. He has the ball, been paid the kick or the mark or both. He swings the ball to the centre wing position. Rebellion gets the best push out of all time there, and the umpire has awarded him the free kick to Martin Wright. Then it's play on. That was Parker, I think, who actually got that ball. And it was Jack Morrison right up the full forward. He's the running next it. It looks dangerous here for Seymour at the moment. He just can't quite get the bounce. But that was the free kick paid to Parker out there. I think it was on that far side of the ground over towards the grandstand side. Tongala looking good at the moment. 25 points to 1. They've kicked 4 goals, 1 in the first 15 minutes of the game. They'd like a few more yet. This breeze is pretty strong down the ground, but anything will help the Tongala cause as Martin comes through, had the elbow up. Number 36 does it with style there for Seymour, which was Brett Hall with the, he's got the helmet on as the ball gets forced out to the wing position. Tongala fired up at the moment. They're going in desperately, and the umpire seems to be giving the best deal at the moment. They seem to be getting the better of the umpiring decisions. That's because they're in front, Coach. Right, and that's a beautiful mark right on the outer side, and that's the medal winner in action, Brendan Parker, and he certainly knows how to grab them out of the skies, and he finds Jed Atkins. Jed Atkins finding his niche in the final series too. And he has this John Longmire ability to get out on his own. He's got he must be a bit deceptive in the pace case, because he seems to be able to make space for himself, doesn't he?
He gives a lot of players a slip.
Doesn't he? Yes, he certainly does, and he takes a lot of unattended marks. I've heard a lot of the opposing sides, why don't they man him up? But I think he's a bit got a bit of deception in his pace, and he's patted this straight through, and they're looking pretty good at the moment, Tongala, as they surge to 5 goals. A goal into their full forward, Jared Atkins.
Very much confidence play.
Good sign there though, that he snagged 2 in the early part of the game. He usually goes on with it. And Tongala grabbing the snap here and looking pretty good. Rebillion's in the centre, Burns is in the centre. They've got Jack Morrison in the centre, Matty Coate out onto the wing, and also Peter Morgan. So there's some strength in there with Rebillion, Burns, and also Jack Morrison. And Burns does it well, and that's one of his great assets, is to get the ball out of the centre. Breaking forward again, Tongala. Matty Coate there overrunning the ball on that occasion. It comes out to the back flank. Planning his way through the Seymour player there, number 36 with Brent Hall. Feeding the ball out. White has the ball. He takes it up to centre half full. He's playing well, the Seymour coach. Almost to mark there to Solomon. Seymour looking dangerous here. On there, and he's almost platted the left footer through. Who was that for Seymour? Number 27. And Stuart Locke.
Promoted this week after he played.
That's in the reserves last week. He did. He played a very, very good game. One promotion. I remember my co-commentator reporter over there watching that seconds game last week said that he was playing for a spot in the seniors. And Mick Shanahan kicks off. It's the veteran coach of the Tongala. Oh, great mark, Jake Cameron. He does that well. Jake seems to be very unflustered with his play. He's able to hold his ground. He's lightly built, but he's got great judgment. He did it then. Parker up high and strong, right over the top, plays on, immediately looks for Atkins and finds him, and this is vintage Tongala at the moment, as Atkins gives him the lead on a string and right down his throat, finished it off. Great player, Parker. Didn't win the medal for nothing, and he gave that ball right where Atkins wanted it, out in front where he had the lead of the ball. Atkins marked, he's no more than about 45 metres out from goal. He's a pretty reliable kick for goal, and this could be Tongala's 6th goal coming up. Atkins lets go, and he puts it straight through, and they're looking good, Kate.
Yeah,
they have got out of the blocks pretty well. A lot of good work then in the centre then from Burns.
Probably the first time in the finals here, Burns is without a tag, so a rally set. He's a very good creative player.
Yes, he likes to keep on the move, doesn't he? And you're dead right, they haven't tagged him. In fact, there doesn't seem to be many real matchups here.
No tags on non-ball players.
No. But Tongala certainly reaping the benefits of getting the ball out of the centre, then through Burns, and it was another goal. Morgan goes up, beaten on that occasion by Elliott. It's O'Sullivan switching the ball out towards the wing position with an old indiscriminate kick. But Jeff Armstrong had a lot of time for this player in the final series. He marks strongly on the wing. He looks towards the half-forward flank there. Players setting themselves. Parker has brought in another screamer. This exciting centre-half forward who's Carlton bound has marked at centre-half forward. And by gee, when he gets a light Parker, there's very few players capable of holding him. I think I've only seen him beaten once in my career, and that was by the Kyabram coach back a few weeks ago. No doubt you'd vividly remember that too, coach, playing in that game. But Parker's never beaten. Up it goes, and what almost a screaming mark there. He's paid it, an infringement there to Dick Martin, the fullback. Martin has the ball for Seymour, switching the ball out here. Matt Code over the top, marks strongly, plays on, little switch pass. Atkins dives, couldn't quite take the mark. They're still in the van though. He's the veteran there, switching the ball up towards the forward pocket in Nexa, shrugging off an opponent. But Seymour had numbers there. He was outnumbered 4-1. And Harrison was the player in the Tongala side who did ferry that ball forward. And he's looking pretty good too. Harrison up for the knockout. Burns in there. Left foot, watch out. Another goal coming up. No. Morrison breaking clear there. Just can't quite clear the pack. Seymour do it now. Come out with the towards the wing position here. But the very classy Craig Connolly gets it on the Suter. He'll beat this opponent. Does it with style, with those tackled strongly by Brett Bender. They've still got possession. Connolly under the hammer though. And the umpires ruled that he was holding the ball. And that was a pretty fair decision too. He tried to take a couple on, couldn't get round them. And Robin White, the Seymour coach, has the ball. It must be heartened a little bit, Tongala, by the fact they did beat this side by 10 goals the last time they met them. So they've gone into the game. I noticed all the tipsters in the Shepparton News, all the critics have all gone for Tongala. Not one of them gave Seymour a chance. I didn't quite agree with that, but Connie's certainly looking pretty good in the early part of the game. Seymour from defence. Number 15 it was, Brett Bender, who had the ball a moment ago. Up onto the centre wing. Armstrong, desperation off the ground there. He's Jay Cameron. Gets the ball onto the boot very quickly and finds Matt O'Sullivan, though, who judged it very well in the centre of the ground. Had to really reach the arms up to pull that one in. As the ball is at centre-half forward. Big Solomon over the top, but it was the teammate, number 6, who had the ball, Mark Sarakowski. He sits it up to almost a mark there. Mark Reed, beautifully done for Tongala. Grabbed it one hand, got on with the job. It's up to Burns, but a very, very good mark by that Seymour player, chipping across the front of the pack there. And number 32 it was, Case, and it was a great mark. Ben Davey, a very talented player. There's a bloke like from Hawthorn with the same name, isn't there? As Morrison sends the ball with a raking kick up the centre-half forward over the top. But the Seymour player has been infringed there. The umpire quick to get onto that decision, or onto that infringement, and he pays the free kick to Darren Cook. Darren Cook looking for the switch across the ground. He's almost kicked it straight to Mick Suter. White desperate, the Seymour coach. He's being held there. I thought he qualified for a free kick. The umpy didn't agree, and that's who counts. Tapped on beautifully there. Matty Code looking for Parker. Did he get this one? He has. And Parker's goal from the pocket. Well, they're giving him a lot of latitude, aren't they?
Yeah, good work by Burns.
The score was
Robin White probably played for free kick there. He paid the price of this move.
Yes, well, that could have been a good decision. I thought he was the only player making the play, but that was probably a good observation there from the triple Kyabram best and fairest winner. I thought White might have qualified for the free, but he probably could have tapped it on. He tried to keep possession, didn't he? As the ball is back in the centre of the ground, 7 goals, 143 to 2 points on the Bonlac scoreboard. Great start for Tongala. As the big men fly high, no one really gets a clear hit out. Sullivan grabbed the ball. Cole's in there for the Seymour side. Peter Elliott was. They look a little bit overawed at the moment, Seymour. They're having a little bit of trouble. Ball is bounced, and the ball's still in dispute here. There's just no clear breakaway from those 2 ball-ups. But what a start for Tongala. 25 minutes into the quarter, and they've kicked 7 goals, 1. So it looks good on the scoreboard early for Tongala. And the free kick coming back to Rebillard. Umpire Freer has ruled that the ball or Rebillard did cop one over the shoulder. And Roger Rebillard, the much-travelled Roger Rebillard, the assistant coach, what a pick-up he's been for Tongala this year as he swings the ball up the centre wing. Peter Morgan grabs the ball out of the skies there on the chest, looking for a player further afield, switch it across. He's normally a good kick. Out positioned there on that occasion was Jed Atkins, and the very safe and sure and dependable Dick Martin has the ball. He switches it on to Hugh. Hugh has the ball on the centre wing for the... gets around that opponent and Code, plays on, switches it up the centre half forward, and trying hard there, the Russell Cole couldn't quite mark the ball, and it's Russell Cole's mark. Number 21 for Seymour. Well, Glenn Cole, but it's his Russell, isn't it? Glenn rather, Glenn Cole, Glenn Cole, I've got the Coles mixed up there for a moment. That was a poor kick, wasn't it? Straight out of bounds. And it's Jack Morrison, one of the Natalia players in the side, along with Brendan Parker, as the ball up into the danger zone for Seymour again. White trying desperately to get the ball forward. At the moment, it was Elliott fending the ball off out to Hall. Hall sending the ball up to the centre wing. Connolly with skill marks the ball right in front of us here. He's a very talented player, skillful player, Craig Connolly, and he has the ball. He switches the ball down towards the wing position, and a diving mark almost by Peter Elliott. Come of age in the final series. He's done a good job for virtually a lone-handed ruckman for Tongala. They've opted to go into the game here with only this one ruckman against the tall timber of the Seymour. Obviously, they reckon their legs can win at Tongala because they could have brought Darren Hutchison in, but they've unless he's on the bench, and I'm not really sure who's on the bench for Tony at the moment. Rebillard has it. He's the player bursting out into the centre position. Bad bounce there for Jake Cameron. Rebillard back, couldn't quite trap it. Running down with a full-headed steam there, number 27 for Seymour, which was Stuart Locke. Now it's the talented O'Sullivan with the ball, but he's badly off target. This is an ominous sign for Seymour that they're not handling the pressure case.
Yeah, well, Tony has been settled a lot more. They're a lot more positive and handling the ball with a lot more purpose.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, they're just looking good at the moment. Let's hope they can keep it up. The big men fly, no one traps the ball. Rebillard tackled very strongly there. He didn't have many options. But Ben Davey laid the tackle on and got the rewards for it, and he'll get on with the job. Looking up for Comey, or Solomon is at full forward, over the top there. It's a free kick here, holding the man. They're getting all the free kicks, aren't they? Tongala. Mark Reed rather, at full back, has the ball. He switches it across the centre of the ground. Upset the big men. Peter Morgan tried to tap it on. It was almost trapped by Elliott. Cole has it. And it's another free kick. Tongala, the free kicks really flowing their way at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, they're picking him up when Seymour control the ball. A few off the play.
Yes, they're doing well at the moment. The Blue Machine, as Atkins comes out with pace. It's the Warhorse in there trying to burst through. He did have the elbow up. I could see that one. That's definitely a Seymour free kick. And the umpire spotted it too. And Robbie Harrison did come up with the elbow out, and the coach there, Robin White, wiping the nose. He must have copped that one across the face. And let's hope that he's not badly injured, Robin White, because that will certainly, well, I suppose for Tongala's sake, they wouldn't mind if he was injured case, but he has been pretty effective on the back flank, one of their few good players in the first quarter, and the time ticking down towards the 30-minute mark of the first quarter. 1991 grand final. Tongala have come from down near the bottom of the ladder to get up into the grand final, and Connolly reads it beautifully, Craig. Connolly up towards full forward, over the top, Martin with a big tap out. Cole has it, the Seymour captain. He swings it onto the centre wing there. Mark Code, though, in front. One of the big improvers in the comp this year is recruited with Rebillard. Didn't show much form early, Des Campbell told me, but he had to read his words because Code has been a great player from mid-season, and he sends the ball right up into the centre position. Out goes number 30, the redhead Stephen Creamers for the Seymour side. It's out towards Armstrong, and right over there on that far side of the ground, Gerard O'Sullivan, is it, for Seymour, in the fellow in the headgear right over there in front of the United stands. Scoreboard here, Bonlac scoreboard, Tongala 7 goals, 143, Seymour 2 points, and the Blue Machine looking pretty good at the moment. Seymour battling to get the ball forward from their back line. as Tongala traps the ball. That was Suda up towards centre, or up towards the half-forward flank position, but no Tongala players inside absent, Your Honour, in that occasion. The ball is pushed. Oh, gee, their field kicking's been pretty ordinary. Seymour under pressure, Case.
Yeah, they're not using the ball well at all.
30 minutes. They certainly aren't. And a big booming kick here from up from the centre wing for Tongala. Trapped there by that Martin, running off the back line now was Richard Martin again, rather. It wasn't Martin switching the ball up towards Solomon. He couldn't trap the ball, and that's the end of the first quarter. And Tongala with this very handy lead on the Bonlac scoreboard. 7 goals, 2 are leading Seymour 2 points. 7 goals, 2 Tongala, Seymour 2 points. Second quarter, 1991 grand final, Seymour versus Tongala, and Tongala holding this 41-point advantage at the start of the second quarter. And it's Rebellion trying to break through. They've sorted out a free kick here to Seymour though. Rebellion, rather Parker was over the ball then, and Seymour though has the free kick back towards the centre half back. Jack Morrison on the kick on the mark as number 32 Mel Williams sends the ball up the centre half forward, and it's Darren Comey, one of the main hopes of the Seymour Premiership, or hopefuls we could say, has the ball. He kicks the ball a long distance. He's out about 60 metres, past the 50-metre line anyway, about 6 or 7 metres, and he'll have to get this up in the air, but there's a big strong breeze at his back, and he's going to have a big go. And have a look at that, Case, right up in the teeth of goal, and it's a Seymour mark, a very strong mark, right down there in the teeth of goal. I just can't pick up the player at the moment. Number 14 it is. And that's Alex Clydesdale, and that's the other key man in the Seymour attack, those two big key forwards. Clydesdale marks strongly for Seymour. Shouldn't miss, doesn't. Puts it straight through. Might have got it into Lake McCowan. He kicked it nearly out of the Shepparton district, right between the centre sticks, and that's Seymour's first goal of the game. They would have liked a couple, I'd reckon, into the wind in the first quarter, but Alex Clydesdale registered their first goal around about the minute mark of the second quarter here at Deakin Reserve. Good crowd, big crowd. I've seen bigger crowds at GVFL Grand Finals, but it is a pretty sizable crowd. I think the record gate for a GVFL Grand Final, something like $27,000. It'll just be interesting to see what the gate is. They'll probably announce that later in the day. But I don't think Tongala's worrying about the gate at the moment. They want to shut the gate if they can and get a few more goals. As the ball is in back in the centre of the ground. Back with umpire Ian Stoneman. He's not the pin-out boy of the Kyabram Football Club, but he's got the big job today as he has the ball at centre square now, about to set the game into motion again. Up they go. Solomon over the back, gets the tap down. Matty Code traps it for Tongala, sends it up the centre half forward. Oh, that mark missed by Chris Martin there. And the ball ferried forward again. Code taps it on. Good play. Out the Byrne tapping the ball around, looking for a teammate. Seymour has numbers on. Matty O'Sullivan grabs the ball. I thought it was O'Sullivan. It was Brett Bender. And number 14, Clydesdale, marks the ball on the chest of the Seymour crowd, getting a little vocal over the other side of the ground. They sniff maybe a little bit of a revival here from Seymour with the win. Clydesdale, Alex Clydesdale, let's go, a booming drop punt, right up, and oh gee, that was pretty close to a mark, and he just got it away from him. It was Comey, the danger man. The ball out to Mark Denham working the ball in John Beckwith style along the boundary. A lot of the blokes from the 20 side might. You remember John Beckwith, Case? He did before your time. Legendary back pocket player for Melbourne, captain Melbourne in the 60s, and one of his trademarks was to be able to chip the ball along the boundary. I think they brought in the rule of kicking out because of him. Well, the ball's in dispute at the moment, and there's stacks on the mill out here on the half-forward flank for the Seymour side. And out comes the runner, Biggles Brown. He's a legend down in the Seymour area, coming out to have a yarn here to number 30 for the Seymour side, which is Stephen Creamers. Ball bounced, up it goes, and no one really gets a clear knockout, although Peter Morgan caught one across the mush. Wouldn't have appreciated that, but he had his eyes on the ball, and I think his opposite number, Elliott, did. And the umpire decided to allow that infringement to go. On the boundary, umpire now, up they go. Does the job well there, Morgan. The ball's still in dispute. Mick Shannon in there, but the umpire has decided once again They try to break up this pack with the ball up. Stoneham about to send the game on its way again, and the ball tapped away towards the Seymour goals. That was good play from that player, Stuart Locke. And let's see, looking dangerous here, and he's jagged it right across his body there. That was Cole, wasn't it, Case?
Alex Clydesdale.
Oh, Alex Clydesdale, was it? And Seymour missed a bit of a golden opportunity there because he wasn't under all that much pressure. And the signs sort of looking a little bit ominous here for Seymour. They're not getting the goals that they probably should get, but Mick Shanahan with the ball. The salesman from Hilton's Retrovision in Coburn. Coach of the Tongala side. Fine Mick Suter, he's well out of eternity, drifting right up to the half-forward flank. Up go the big players. Jake Cameron goes safety first and punches the ball out of bounds right on the half-forward flank, right in front of some pretty vivid Seymour banners over there. There wasn't any lack of vocal support from the Seymour supporters. The ball punched forward. It's out to the half-forward flank there, and it's Dale who tried to get the ball, but he was under a lot of pressure, and he ran the ball out of the boundary, over the boundary line, right in front of the Shepparton United grandstand. Up goes Ella. The umpire's picked out a 3 out of this. It's going to go Seymour's way. It's obviously against the big ruckman, Peter Morgan, for something. I'm not sure. Maybe I've put the blame on him a bit prematurely, but Seymour had the kick. It is a free kick. And having the long bomb from out on the 50-metre peg there was Elliott. He sends the ball right up towards the goal square, and it's forced through once again for a point. So Tongala doing some pretty good defensive work here at the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. GVFL Grand Final action 1991 direct from Deakin Reserve as Mick Shanahan kicks a wobbly old drop punt. It's well robed here by number 9 of the Seymour side, Dale Hugh again. And let's see who has the ball. It's the Seymour mark. Glenn Cole. And he's one of the players Seymour want firing today to be a chance. Glenn Cole has the ball. Seymour skipper. No more than about 35, 40 metres out from goal. He should have no trouble with the distance. The accuracy the only thing, and I think he may have got that one. Yes, a goal to Glenn Cole. And they move along now to, they're only 2 goals, 4-16. That's only their second goal. I thought they had 3, they've only got 2. And it's almost 9 minutes into the second quarter. So Tongala doing a reasonable job at the moment. They haven't kicked one into the breeze. There's 7 goals, 1 leading Seymour, 2 goals, 4. About 10 minutes into the second quarter, the ball back in the centre square here. Burns trying very hard to get the handball out. The umpire ruled that he was tackled though, and pinned in that tackle, and had no chance of freeing the ball from his body, and he decides rightly too, I feel, to bounce the ball. Right. And notice Brendan Parker back in the centre square. Seymour stormed forward again out of that centre square. They're starting to look a little bit more dangerous out of the square. Over the back there was Mark Denham. He was into the back of his opponent. Well played. The Seymour player out there took on a couple and beat them off, and he ended up being trapped on the corner of the boundary and forced over the line. Right, the ball about to be put back into motion now. Centre wing position, half-forward flank for the, more or less for the Seymour side. The ball starting to edge up towards the forward pocket for Seymour, but goes out again right in front of the Seymour, or the Shepparton United grandstand. Russell Burns in there. The ruck duels, Elliott versus Morgan, and also another Seymour player, Sullivan, in there. They had numbers at the ball. It's Clydesdale trying to ferry the ball on. It's out to number 48 Armstrong, takes on a couple of players, does it well, looks for a lead further afield. It's Hugh out there battling with Matt Coe, and the players in that particular passage of play forced the ball over the line and out of bounds, right in front of the signs, the Mighty Blues. Brings the ball back into action now. Over the top, Elliott tapping it forward. Have numbers here, Tongala, Russell Bird. No, he's being hotly pursued. That was stolen by Cole. A great piece of play. A one-out duel here, and too strong on that occasion in the body duel. was Darren Comey out muscling Mark Reed on that particular occasion. It was a matter of standing their ground, and Comey did it better and took the mark case.
Yeah, they still haven't been able to get anything flowing. Seymour is struggling to get the ball down.
They are, that's right. Yeah, there hasn't been anything really flowing, but this might give them a lift. He's got the ball right at the full forward, puts it right through. Another one that's lobbed in Lake McCowan, I reckon. And number 19. Rather, that's his number 21, was it? Number 19, Comey, who kicked the goal. And it'll be interesting to see, will that provide the lift they need? They've just been brought up a drink of Coke, and been on the square for a couple of months now, okay, so should be able to handle this Coke all right. Starting to like it. They haven't got the ball back yet. Here it comes, being ferried back by 3 or 4 supporters. Somebody must have got it from a house over the other side of the road. And it's back in the centre square now. And Seymour creeping a little closer, 3-4-22, 7-1-43. So Tongala at the moment holding a 21-point advantage. And Seymour still with his breeze, so it could be a line ball at half-time. Seymour keep working at the game here. Trapped there by Parker, who's back in defence at the moment. They might be playing a loose man. Parker back at the centre half-back position. Seymour out on the half-forward flanks. No quarters are still given over there. They're going in very hard. Seymour's lifted their work rate. Umpire over there has ruled the ball did actually go over the line, and he'll bounce the ball, or rather ball in the ball over there on the grandstand side of the ground. Seymour starting to work, looking a little bit more menacing. There's a good mark from the coach of the Tongala side, Mickey Shanahan, marked, and a great grab. Parker over the top again, does it with style, immediately fed off the handball. Tongala had a bit of momentum up then, but Seymour's defence equal to the occasion. Robin White chipped in and made sure that the ball didn't get any further and pushed it over the line when he intercepted that running Tongala player. Well, it is out the number 9 from Seymour, which is Dale here, who's done pretty well. Seymour trying to break away from the centre. There's a bit of pressure on here. That was Hall in the helmet, trying hard. They got the run of the ball here. He's marked Denham. He's got many options, and well smothered by Seymour. Mick Shanahan left foot into no man's land and finds the unattended Brett Hall once again. The player initiated that move momentarily ago as the ball switched up towards the forward line here. Getting around it well, Comey led Mark Reed in the race to the ball that time. The ball's right up in the goal square, and I reckon they might have platted that. No, it's hit the post. I think he sort of tried to shepherd that through, didn't he? And it's got the wrong bounce. It's at the wrong time and hit the post, unfortunately, for Seymour. But good luck, Tongala. With Mick Shanahan, the coach, who's been in the action in the last 2 or 3 minutes, as Seymour have kept up a couple of unrelentless attacks. Ball being forced down on the boundary line here. And it's put back by the boundary umpire. Peter Morgan got that hit out. Matty O'Sullivan under pressure. There's a bit of muscle being applied in there now at the moment. And umpire Stoneman has sorted out a free kick here to Peter Elliott. Peter Elliott with the ball. Seymour starting to get them gradually claw themselves back in the game with the aid of the breeze. A 7-goal opening quarter burst to Tongala certainly put them in good stead, but Seymour gradually whittling it down and over the top. John Solomon. Johnny Solomon goes high right over the top of the pack there. The former Morrison medalist of 2 years ago, went to the Brisbane Bears last year, is back with Seymour this year, and certainly the Seymour fans would have liked to see that mark because it had a bit of a stamp of authority on him. Solomon, if he does get this marking game going, and that's going to be their big asset, Seymour. They have got some very, very good big players. Solomon's one of them, and he's made no mistake. And they cut this deficit back now to around about 14 points. We didn't win the raffle case, they just announced it. The winner of the raffle, D49, but we've only missed by 5,000, I think. Clear has the ball in the centre of the ground. The umpire about to set them on the way again. Tongala need a goal here to steady, I reckon, Case. And they've been ruled a free kick. Let's see, Billiard's the player. Looking for a lead, out to Suter. Suter and White. Suter's in front. White does it well though, tapped that from behind. Suter looking to keep in front there, but the ball forced over the line. It was pretty well done by the Seymour coach. Solomon versus Morgan. Hall there, Creamers rather. He's Morrison being tackled though. White evades a couple of tackles there. Morrison coming through. Solomon about to be tackled over the shoulders though, and he'll take the free kick, Johnny Solomon. Centre tack on this side of the ground, up towards the Tongala defence there. Oh, gee, there wasn't a great deal of understanding there between Reid and Jake Cameron as they run down now. Seymour's forcing the ball forward. Let's see, it's number 13, Mark Denham trying to ferry the ball out. Umpire Freer moves in, and he'll bounce the ball up here towards the centre forward position for the Seymour side. Freer has the ball. Elliott versus Morgan, that was Parker over the top for Seymour there. Cole chips in, left foots it out into the danger area. Beautifully played, Connolly the punch. But it's on to Hugh. Hugh is being tackled by Code. Code hot on his heels here. Hugh keeps good control. Coming out strongly there, number 18. He's cleaned up a Tongala player there. And let's see, the umpire has awarded a free. No, he's gone the other way. It's gone against Tongala. I didn't quite see. I've got a pair of glasses on today, so I can pick it up on the outer side of the ground, but I missed that one. And it is a free kick out there to Seymour, right in front of the Shepparton United Football Club rooms. Pick it up, can you, Case, who the player is?
You, I think.
It is you, is it? Yeah, number 9, I think it is. And I tell you what, he's given us a good shot. He's kicked it. He's been a pretty active player for them, number 9.
Well, he's got a clear touch in his second term.
Yeah, he certainly has. And Seymour, as I said a minute ago, are gradually crawling themselves back into the game.
Well, looks like it's time for Augusta taking a kid Atkins down to the back pocket to pick the rest of up for them. It's a favourite points the first quarter.
And they switched him down into defence here. What do you think, just for the last 5 minutes of this quarter, maybe to bottle it up a little bit? Yes, they've got a little bit of a buffer line on the scoreboard, but not much, and Seymour surged forward again. Jake Cameron, though, reads it well in front of Alex Clydesdale, looking for Robbie Harrison. Robbie Harrison marks. He's looking for a long hand pass here. Finds Jeff Armstrong. Armstrong's going to have to get round Martin. He does. A little chip pass. Mick, the coach there. Mick grabs the ball though and switches the ball across to Harrison. Harrison up towards full forward, and Seymour through number 24, cutting across there. Darren Cook takes a strong mark. Somebody down here, one of the Seymour players, is it? He's in a bit of trouble too by the look of it. And they're just holding up the play while they do have a look at this Seymour player. He's certainly prostrate on the ground. I'm not sure who it is. Do you know who it was? Did you pick him up, Case?
Brett Hall.
Brett Hall has been playing quite well for the Seymour side. And I didn't see what happened, so I'm not going to pass comment on it. We'll leave that to Mr. Croxton tonight when he views the videos. The stretch is coming out. This is not too good. This young player, Brett Hall, in a bit of trouble. I think that might be his father out there, the president of the club, Brendan Hall. He's being lifted onto the stretcher, so obviously the young fellow's not too good. Let's hope that he is all right. As I said, I didn't see what happened. Back in action now. The player has been cleared from the field, young Hall, and Seymour through the centre half back. Jake Cameron, though, does it well. Read it beautifully, running off the half back line, took the mark in the centre of the ground, looking for the lead there. Down, it's number 15, young Brad Campbell, I notice, is on the ground now for Tongala. Case, do you see who went off?
I didn't pick it up, Gus.
15-year-old, it's a big occasion for him. Brad Campbell, of course, son of the legendary Des Campbell. He does know where the goals are, a very promising player, and certainly doesn't look to be a player who gets overawed with the occasion either, and he's got a bit of size about him. And Tongala will be hoping to get a little bit of a lift from him. But a very good mark here, and the umpire has ruled the free kick anyway. He was under a lot of pressure, that player. Was that Solomon? It was Jet Atkins on him, was it? And the ball switched up towards the billiard it was. Mark Reed over the top, punching the ball away. The scoreboard ticking down to 22 minutes in the second quarter. The Bonlac scoreboard reads Tongala 7 goals, 143, leads Seymour 5-5-45. They're down to only 8 points here now, the lead. At one stage, at the start of this quarter, it was a 41-point advantage in favour of the Tongala side. But Seymour have come back with a breeze. Expectedly, though, they're up for a grand final here, and there's no quarters in this Seymour, or rather a Tongala kick being played out here to a billiard. Put himself in here, as he always does. Feeds it off to Conley. Conley looking for a lead. Gets round a couple of players. Gets one to go on with from Clydesdale. The umpire didn't pay any penalties, though. Seymour out of the back line again. They're starting to look good. Jake Cameron does it again with style. He's a good player, Cameron. He's been around, done that quite a few occasions. In trouble here, though. He was caught with the ball on that occasion. He was a bit unlucky. I thought he may have just got rid of it, but the umpire had the whistle up. He did take on a couple of players that he probably shouldn't have, and paid the penalty. And umpire Stoneman has awarded a free kick here to John Solomon. Interesting to note too, the umpire does come from Seymour. I thought that was a bit of a strange decision. Case appointing a Seymour umpire to the game, you're putting yourself up for a bit of flack there, I reckon. But anyway, it's Solomon with the boot, and he's kicked it, I'd reckon. Well, he's definitely kicked it, but it's only a point. We got the first bit right. And a little bit of breathing space again for Tongala. It's Jake Cameron. They're switching their players around who kick this ball off. Obviously, they're trying to create a bit of confusion up there. Jake Cameron, the centre half back, switches it out to the centre wing position. Up go the big men. It's, let's see, it's over the line there. And Atkins copped a pretty hard one in the ribs there. He's trying to regain his feet, he does. Just for a moment there, he looked as though he was in a bit of trouble. Tongala has gone a little bit defensive in the last few minutes here, just trying to keep a bit of a lead on it. And Matt O'Sullivan being forced over the line with that shot. And no doubt it'll be a kick to Tongala. And Jack Morrison, Brian Morrison from Nathalia, resurrected by the Tongala club halfway through the year. He wasn't playing football. He's out at Wayo somewhere. Enticed him into the ranks, and he could be a vital player. Well, he is a vital player in this Tongala premiership bid. Harrison up, Mark strongly, the veteran. He plays on. He always does that. He's always looking for option. It's up to Morrison, up towards centre half forward. There's Rebellion running straight at the ball, as he always does. Traps it on the ground, tries to get it out. There's a few players on the mill in there at the moment, and no player can clear the ball out, and the umpire has elected the ball, bounce the ball again, right virtually in the centre square position, slightly wing side of the ground on the southern side. The big ruckman Seymour have looking a bit dangerous. Atkins does it well though, reads it well. It was a big bomb up into the forward line, and the loose man up there, Atkins, came out. Atkins looking for the lead. Here it comes out to Harrison. Baiji still playing well at 34 years of age, Harrow. He gets the ball onto the boot, switches it up to centre half forward. Peter Morgan, a great grab there. A very, very good grab in front of the two big Seymour players in Martin and also Elliott. And he was in the middle, he took it. There's no doubt about that. He's a chance. A free kick here against Brad Campbell. You'll have to have a talk to your father on that one, Brad. I'm not sure what you did. But the umpire ruled you infringed, and it's Seymour's kick from the back pocket up towards Peter Elliott. And he took a strong mark in front of Peter Morgan on that occasion. The ball stopped a little bit short. Up they go, Rebellion over the top, read well by Matthew O'Sullivan though. And out leading Mark Reed in the race to the ball there was Comey. So we could almost see scores round about level at half-time, Case. Shaping up that way if he kicks this. There's only, 9 points in it at the moment, or 7 points in it at the moment, rather. And if Darren Comey steers this one through, there'll be only 1 point in it, so it'll be a very interesting stage for the final half of the game. Both sides virtually locked together at half-time. Comey deliberate this time, and he hasn't missed. It's gone straight through the centre. The umpire hasn't moved 1 iota either left or right. He picked up both fingers. Bad news for Tongala as the Seymour side now creeps within a point. And the player the Tongala side must be very conscious of, Darren Comey, gets his second goal of the game. 1 point in the difference now. Seymour creeping to within 1 point. At quarter time, Tongala led by 41 points. But Seymour have made all up that ground, so this win, of course, we've been saying it is a 4 or 5 goal win. It's turned out a 7 goal win for both sides. The Billy are out of the centre for Tongala on this occasion. They need to snag one here at the moment. Players tacking on the mill here, some desperation stuff from the Seymour defence. And just for a moment, Tongala getting the ball up there, but looking fearing to struggle a little bit once they get the ball up to the centre-half forward line. Brenda Parker back in business. Mixed through the barrier next to a few of the players haven't been seen much this quarter, although the ball, of course, in fairness, hasn't been up on that forward line very often. Cleavers for Seymour, pushing the ball forward out of the centre wing position, will beat both these Seymour players over the line, and Jeff Armstrong, and also number 29 for the Seymour side, who's actually not in the book here, Case, I know. Don't know who he is. It might be a ring-in. Or Harrison High jumps over the back with Billy and trying to trap it. He got poleaxed into the bargain. He's still there battling away as he always does. Yeah, yes. Certainly puts himself in with Billy. He's not frightened to attack that ball with a bit of ferocity. He has the ball. He's looking for the hit out here. It's Morgan versus Solomon. Mick Shannon just gets out the handball in time. This is Jeff Armstrong, one of the speakers, on to Jack Morrison. Jack Morrison short, and number 15 for Seymour feeds the ball up. That was Brett Bender, and well anticipated there by Mark Denham. It is number 13, the Devil's number. Didn't play like, we played like a devil last week. It was a very devilish display. As the ball comes out to Peter Morgan. Mick Suter in there. They're trying to ferry the ball forward. Robin White with determination. Gee, really burst his way clear. Then White showing his great experience. Well done there, Mark Reed, on that occasion. Stop the mark, and there's an infringement here to Mick Shanahan, the coach of the Tongala side. Mick going for a run here, and he takes it out the centre wing. I don't know whether that was a very good move because he didn't have many options.
Taking the game up down that side.
Yeah. And are they booking Mick Suter here?
Looks like it.
Didn't seem to be much in that.
There's
There's a few punches being flung around. They are playing for a grand final. There's a few boys out there on the toe at the moment. He's given a 50-metre into it too, so probably there was a little bit more in it than I thought I could see from here. I know that he did get flattened after just only seconds after he. But you're going to make them earn their kicks in the grand final. The ball's up into the centre, right up in the full forward, and standing right in the middle. There's another fight on here, and she's really on this time. They're coming from all angles. The game goes on, and Seymour gets a goal. Tony just runs off, and Seymour gets a goal. And oh gee, there was a beautiful punch there. Number 32, number 22 to Seymour. I think it was Brendan Parker. He let one go, and he went bang on his back. So she's fireworks here at the moment as the quarter gets down, but the most important thing, Case, is that Seymour have hit the front and Tongala have got to get out of this scrapping business and get on with the game, because I don't think they're physically equipped to handle Seymour in that department. Maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, the game did go on there, and Darren Comey Cooley just ran into an open goal and steered it straight through, and Seymour have hit the front. Seymour 7-6-48, leading Tongala 7-1-43. And Comey's third for the quarter, and the first time for the game, Seymour has gone to the lead. And the crowds are chanting here. The Deacon Reserve. Morgan gets the hit out, running off the... Oh, gee, he was hit heavily, tackled heavily, and there's a bit of stripe getting into the game now. These players fire right up. Roger with Billiard again, who's always near the action, or in it, is in it this time. He has the kick. And there's a bit of a bumping duel going on back there. It's Jeff Armstrong in. Kick it long, Jeff, and he does. Let's see, Barry Nexham in front. They've got a chance here with Brad Campbell, but I think they've sorted out a free kick here to the Seymour side, and it was Dick Martin who was being legged, I think, there by Barry Nexham. Well, that's what the umpire indicated, and he awarded the kick to Dick Martin. Martin up to the centre wing, the big men fly. Connie have the numbers at the back on this occasion, but it's going to be Jeffrey Armstrong over the line on the centre wing. Well, she's certainly livened up in the last 10 minutes. The fireworks have been on, Case. And there's been a bit of headhunting here. Peter Morgan in front, that's the spot to be, although he was out. Positioned then for that hit out by Peter Elliott. Big fellow. Peter Elliott, strong fellow. And it's Morgan against Elliott again. Gets the front position though, Morgan. Caught one on the head. Didn't get any pay for it though. And the ball play goes on around the boundary line. It's forced out of bounds. Down to 31 minutes. It must be right on siren time, Case. Pardon? Got a bit of time off. With that player, yeah, the player leaving the ground too. The Hall who was carted off on a stretcher had held up the play for some time. Morgan does it well. Finds Mark Denham. He's on the ground. I haven't seen him before. Mark Seaton, rather. I said Denham, but it was Seaton. I meant Seaton. And the ball out in dispute here on the centre wing. Oh, gee, they're coming in hard now. Creamers from the back line. Seymour lifted their work rate a lot in this quarter, but it's where Billiard got the ball, and it's kindly trapping the ball out there for Tongala, but it's all Seymour at the moment. Seymour working the ball forward through, but trapped well by Suter. Nick Suter making a charge with goal. He can't quite pick it up, he does. And he gets the ball over to Campbell. Brad Campbell, a big moment for him in his career, and he hits it straight through. A touch of class then from the 15-year-old, and great work from Suter for a moment. Didn't look as though he was going to pick it up. Bit of vision. He saw Campbell on his own, unattended, out towards centre-half forward, flicked over the handball, and Brad Campbell at 15 years of age just calmly steered through the goal in his first kick in a grand final. I suppose there could be a few more coming up, Case, but that would have been young Brad's first kick in the game, I think, and he's made no mistake. So Tongala get back in front now, and we've got a game on our hands. Almost at White coming through, the Seymour coach taking them on. He had the head down. Probably a little bit lucky to get that one, I thought, but I'm not the umpire. Robin White, the Seymour coach, he's done a pretty good job for the side. There goes the siren. Half-time, 10 goals, 1, 49. Seymour, 7 goals, 6, 41. 8-9 to 7-6 at half-time. Your observations of the first half, Coach?
Yeah, well, naturally the wind's played a big factor in it. Seymour had played the quarter, was a bit slow getting away, but mid-term they rallied a bit.
Yeah.
They were using the ball with a lot more length, and getting up to Solomon and Comey, who kicked, Comey got 3 that quarter, and Solomon took a couple of big strong marks up there. But it's anyone's game at the moment.
Tongala, and only 1 point the difference in the scoreboard in favour of Tongala. The ball up in the air, and it's Armstrong out there, but quickly out by Burns, firing the ball forward. Seymour, though, rushing forward at the moment, and very strongly tackled there by number 7, Morrison. With Billiard switching the ball up, a vital quarter for Tongala. They're kicking with the breeze, but Solomon may be playing a loose man lorry across the back line. He's lined up that way, and it's very, as you said before there, commenting on the half-time, it's going to be very, very vital for Tongala in this particular quarter case.
Yeah, they want to have a bit of a leeway, 5 and 6 up at 3/4 time.
Yes, because the wind, the trend of the wind, they've both kicked 7 goals, haven't they, in the first and second quarters when they've had the use of the wind. So it's a fair breeze, and it still seems to be blowing down the ground fairly strongly. Tongala, Byrne has the ball, big hand pass up to the half-forward flank there to Harrison. That was Mick Shanahan, but he's found a Seymour player. They've got a bit of run at the moment. This is a little player running off the back line up towards Clydesdale, almost pulled down the mark. Jake Cameron mops up with class, and there's a free kick back here though to Craig Connolly. Is it Craig Connolly? Yes. He's been a good player for today for Tongala. They've stood up pretty well, particularly on that back line with Connolly and Jake Cameron. Craig Connolly has the ball, looking for a lead, gets it from Suter up into the half-forward flank. He's being tackled by White very strongly there. He's playing a disciplined game. Connolly again though, this time he'll find Suter, and Suter's got a good option over here if he can get the ball. He's in the van though, he missed the ball, well done number 26, and Seymour are away here, or are they? Chipping in with Morrison, White running off this half-back line, or this half-forward line now. He's up into the territory where Goodson come across the face of the attack. Cameron tried to gather it in. Mick Shanahan with strength, but still at the moment, Seymour in the van, although Tongala desperately trying to get it clear. Matt O'Sullivan, he dives at the ball there. Reed couldn't quite gather in the ball. They might have a lucky escape again, although Seymour still have it. Martin has the ball in front of him. He's been pretty quiet today. Little Who on the wing there, chipping the ball across the face of the goal. Coming out there was Reed again. It's pretty fair income stuff in the first few minutes of the game here, or the first few minutes of the third quarter. And Rabiliad tackled. Byrne gets the ball. They're going in hard. He's Suter. He's got Suter looking at it and gets a long hand pass out to Parker. Parker chipping the ball to Nexup, and Nexup does it well. Nexup has the ball. And does the blind dummy beautifully. Up into the forward line, over the top. Just couldn't quite bring down the mark. Jed Atkins is back at the full forward. This is Brad Campbell. He does it with class. Finds Harrison. Harrison goes round, and Harrison snares it. A good piece of vision there from young Campbell.
Centered the ball up well.
Didn't he? Yes. Didn't panic, and that's one of his traits. He's a bit like Des. He's pretty casual. And he just chipped it over, and for a moment it looked as though Harrison was under a bit of pressure, but he did it coolly, the veteran, and he's put it straight through, and Tongala needed that one badly. So Tongala drawing first blood 5 minutes into this third quarter here, and a great bit of play set up by Mick Suter from the wing, and Barry Nexup, who got in front of his man, and they ferried the ball forward, and he's a free kick. One of my pet aversions is giving these free kicks out of the centre square. It's hard enough winning it out of there without giving a free kick. Seymour infringing, and big Peter Morgan has the ball right up the centre half forward. He's got it, Parker. He hasn't done all that much today, but he can do anything when he sets his mind to it. He's Atkins, White in there, but the umpires ruled a free kick against the Tongala forward on that occasion. Atkins, and White gets the ball. He may have been holding him back and trying to impede him from running after or chasing the ball, and White has played a great captain coach's game for the Seymour club. Has the ball. Robin White, the Australian Melbourne player, Paran, I think last year, wasn't it, Chase? Over the top, and they've awarded a free kick here to Peter Morgan. But Seymour Camp not happy with the decision, but Morgan has the ball, and he'll give it a good shot from here. He's right on the 50 metres. Go for home, Pete. It is kickable with that breeze at your back. And he gets go right up into the centre, right up there, right over the top there. And number 8, beautiful snap shot there by Nexup, but the umpires ruled a free kick in favour of Seymour out there, Case. Yeah. Didn't see what happened, but Solomon's got the ball. And just for a moment, it looked as though Tongala had snagged one off the pack, which would have been a very valuable one, as Solomon, dummies around that player, and he's marked Nexup, sends it up the centre half forward. Matty O'Sullivan marks the ball. Pretty cool customer, O'Sullivan. He sends the ball up the centre wing. Jake Cameron again, playing, got one right across the head. But he had his eyes on the ball. He only made play for the ball. Was rewarded for that determination. He's a very, very good big occasion player, Jay Cameron, been a great steward for Tongala over many years, and he sends the ball up the full forward. Up they go, Robin White again. He's playing well, the coach of Seymour Case.
Yeah, he's been pretty steady across half-back.
Yes, he's probably had the better as a dual mixer, but that sort of bloke who can snare 3 or 4 quick goals. As Elliott marks over the top there, outreach them. They may have a little. They definitely got a height advantage. And right in the middle there was number 18 for Seymour, which of course is Chris Martin. Looked bound for a league career at one stage, but he's back at Seymour now, and Hughes has the ball, or rather 23. That's I'm not sure who that Seymour player was, but it's up to the centre-half forward position. And out of it, Goodson. He's being trapped though. He dropped the ball. He was tackled well. He was probably a little bit lucky, but he did get away with the umpire's decision then, because he laid a good tackle on him, the Seymour defender, and Goodson had nowhere to go. They dropped the ball, but the umpire said play on. Probably a lucky passage of play there for Tongala up on their half-back line as Peter Morgan goes for the knockout again, which he's been doing all day. It's been a pretty tireless display up against the double barrel of salt from Solomon and Elliott. But he does it manfully. Pretty fit customer, Peter Morgan, and he's lining up again, hands down, ready to go. Outreached there on that occasion by Elliott, who's a pretty good ruckman. Rebilliard, he's played well for Tongala. Suter in front, but White doing it professionally. They hit Hugh under pressure. Jack Morrison punches it on. Colo hasn't been all that prominent. He gets the ball out. Number 27 for Seymour pushes the ball forward. He's Morgan kicking the ball forward. The umpire has ruled a free kick in the favour of Craig Connolly, and Craig Connolly has the ball up on that back flank position, looking right across to the move from there, and Rebilliard high just doesn't quite gather it in. Armstrong mops up beautifully. Sends the ball out to centre half forward, and next it in the van, couldn't grab it. He's Suter now, getting away, or he nearly got away. Gee, White's wearing him like a glove. Young Brad Campbell in there, and the umpire's ruled a line ball here. Just for a fleeting moment, Campbell looked as though he was going to lose his opponent there, and had an open goal in front of him, but the Seymour defence stood firm under pressure on that occasion. It was Brendan Parker on that occasion up high, as Seymour ferry the ball forward along the flank here just in front of the broadcast point. Connolly again with skill, gets round 2 of them, takes them on beautifully, finds Mark Seaton, number 29, and let's see what's going on here. It did look as though he was about to play on. White making sure that he doesn't crib any ground. A bit of professionalism from the Seymour coaches. Played a great game. Up it goes, and that is one of the marks of the day there. Magnificent mark there. Back right in the depths of goals there. By number 24, and that is Darren Cook for Seymour. He sends the ball up to the wing. Tony have the runners at the ball here. There's a chance. Goodson in front. Well socket off the ground, though, under pressure. He's Mark Denham, leads in the run, looking for players further afield. Brad Campbell was in the middle of it. Now Parker's got a bit of space. On to young Campbell, coolly around 2. He does it well, Campbell, and he finds a moving target here in Morrison. Well, there's certainly plenty of poise in young Campbell's game, Laurie.
He's percentage player.
Very good, and usually hits the target, doesn't he? Yes, he's got that great ability to have time on his side when he gets the ball, and he got it on that occasion well and made sure that he finished it off. Jack Morrison has the ball up at centre half forward. Let's go with a ripping kick. This is going to be right into the teeth of goal, but it was touched right on the line. Right on the line there. Morrison gave it his best shot. It failed by only centimetres. Richard Martin with the ball. Swinging out wide to the half-forward line. Something's happened here, and there's a free kick Seymour's way in the favour of in the person of Elliott. I didn't see what happened. It might have been against Peter Morgan. Anyway, it's Seymour's kick, and that's the main wash-up of the decision. As Elliott swings the ball to the centre wing, Jay Cameron over the top. Safety first, punching the ball over the line. Scoreboard showing Tongala 9-2, leading Seymour 7-6. We've got a clinking game on our hands here at the moment. Roger Rebilliard over the back, tapping the ball forward. Well done, Seaton. On to Mick Shanahan. He centres the ball well. the big fellows required there, but Seymour equal to the occasion. Then it was Cook again, who's getting on top in the aerial duels up there at the moment. They need Jed Atkins to fire, but Seymour keeping plenty of pressure up in that forward line at the moment. And Matt O'Sullivan marks well for the Seymour side. He's been a pretty good player all day, O'Sullivan. He keeps bobbing up. He's one of these working players who never gives up, and it's down towards the back flank. 3 Tongala players. Jake Cameron again. He's playing a very solid game. I think he might be Tongala's best player at this stage. Very cool and calm, Jake. Up to centre half forward. Let's see Campbell over the top. Didn't get much. O'Sullivan again. He slips the ball out here. Out to Clydesdale. He shouldn't miss. Looking for someone to run onto. And now he moves the ball now. It's out towards Comey. Comey's going to be hard to stop here. He's in front and does mark the ball. Mark Reed couldn't do much about that one. He was out positioned there when Comey took the front position. And the big frame of Darren Comey has the ball out at about centre half forward, just inside the 50-metre line. And Tongala really don't need Comey to kick this goal. The thing about Comey, he certainly gives it his best shot. He always deliberates and makes sure that his preparation kicking for goal is good. It is good on this occasion. May not make the distance. Oh, gee, the big men fly over the pack. There was a Seymour player up amongst the clouds then, but he couldn't bring it down. I think it was Elliott. And the ball thumped over the boundary line. Well, not over the boundary line, through the goals, but it is 1 point. And Jake Cameron back to fullback on that occasion. Right, Roger Rebillard in front, right, running off it though. He does it well, the Seymour coach. He's been an inspiration today. They're in trouble here, and a beautiful mark there. And Jake Cameron caught out on that occasion. And Comey again, is it? Comey again, who's drifted back quickly into the forward line, or back into the last line of attack, has marked, and he'll probably put this through. Tongala at the moment, there's a few signs there that they've lost their momentum, I think, Case.
Yeah, well, she's gone nearly 15 minutes and they've only got the 1 goal at present. They haven't got the game flying at all.
Yeah. And Comey kicks it. It's his 4th for the quarter, or 4th for the game, I should say. And Seymour's 1st for the quarter, or 2nd for the quarter, I think. Seymour, and it was a pretty valuable goal. That breeze may have dropped a bit, Case.
Yeah, I don't think it's as severe now, Gus.
No. Which could be good for Tongala in the last quarter. I noticed the flag over there still fluttering quite strongly, but sitting up here in this broadcast point, up an elevated point, and it's not too bad at the moment. Doesn't seem to be much wind down the ground, but Tongala needs some goals quickly to make sure that they're right in it in the last quarter, because Seymour have got a bit of a smell, and the Seymour supporters over there are erupting at the moment. Up goes Big Elliott, the ball in the dispute. Rugby style, they bring it forward with Seymour. It's still out there on the forward flank. Seymour force it forward though, up towards centre half forward. Here's the ball, oh gee, the ball trapped again by Hugh. He's been a pretty busy little player for Seymour. Right up there, and Comey nearly dragged that one down. Out goes Elliott, Cameron trying to ferry the ball out to a teammate, but some pressure there applied by those Seymour forwards, and that's the aim of the game. If they can hold that ball in their forward line, they're a chance to score goals, and they're fighting desperately, their forwards at the moment. He's another ruck duel here. Elliott over the top, got the head out, but running out there was Reed. Goodson tries to tap it forward. Seymour fumble the ball. There's a lot of players in there. Russell Burns is in there too at the moment for the Tongala side, and the ball is about to be claimed by the umpire, who wants to ball it up and try to free this pack a little. Peter Morgan over the top, does it well. On to Goodson. Goodson left foots it along the ground, a dribbling type of a kick. Roger Rebillard came in strongly and met that Tongala, that Seymour player. This is a bit of a more promising move for Tongala. Harrison has the ball. There's not many moving targets though in attack, although he did find Byrne, who works well on the flank, or was that Code. They swing the ball. He's tackled quickly though. Rebillard mops up, fires the ball across to Jeffrey Armstrong, who kicks it left foot right up there, but it's Cook again on the fingertips, right in the last line of defence. The Seymour defence is now holding this Tongala forward line at the moment. Signs not looking good for the Blues, I reckon, midway through the third quarter, but they've come back from worse positions. Remember 2 weeks ago. Rightio, the ball about to be thrown back in by the Morgan versus Elliott, and Russell Burns. Well done there, Seaton. The ball serves. Seaton mops up well, 29. He does it with class. Looking out for Nexup. Hasn't done a great deal today, being claimed there. But in comes Morrison, breaking clear. A chance here, Tongala. And they picked out a free kick here in favour of Seymour. The Seymour umpire. I have to put that in. I didn't see it. Up to the centre wing. Up go Harrison high, but too many Tongala men then up in the air and not enough on the ground. Although Mark Denham in the van here. He's being hotly pursued by a couple of Seymour players. And did that one go over the line in the full? It may have. There's a player there remonstrating Comey with Mark Denham. Notice the Solomon was in the hands of the trainer then. Oh, gee, against Armstrong. He wasn't behind then, and the other player had position, 29 for Seymour, which we don't know who he is, but it won't make any difference unless he kicks a winning goal. Number 12, Seymour, a short chip across to Peter Elliott. He has the ball, the big Seymour ruckman. Out about 40 metres. By gee, he's almost kicked this, I reckon. And he may have dobbed this, and this is a very vital goal. Elliott kicks it from the 50-metre mark. And Tongala at the moment, Case, losing a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get him to swing it all after that.
No, there's a definite feeling there at the moment that Seymour may be getting on top of this game. But we thought that 2 weeks ago when Euroa skipped away to a 30-point lead halfway through the last quarter, and back they came. So there's a big character test coming up again for the Blues here as Seymour get away to a 5-point lead. About, let's see, the nearly 19-minute mark of the quarter, but Seymour into attack again, and that's a very ominous sign. Out come the runners here, Reed in front. Comey traps it. No teammates there. Seymour, though, getting it well. Cole does it well there. And if he dobs this, it could be the goal of the day. He couldn't quite finish it off, but they had the numbers against them. They worked hard, though. And Cole, snapping over the shoulder, just couldn't quite get enough angle on it to drag it through for the goals.
Getting the ball out of the centre.
They are getting the ball out of the centre. It's very vital. We saw it yesterday in the AFL Grand Final, the dominance. Harrison unattended in the centre of the ground. He is pushed after, but they need Parker firing at the moment, and he hasn't got into the game with the influence Tongala would have hoped he had, but he's a great competitor, Parker, and don't write him off yet. It's out to Jed Atkins, and Atkins out on a string again. Once he gets a run at the ball, he's pretty hard to stop, and Jed puts up those long arms and hauls in a very strong mark. And that's about the first positive lead and mark the Tongala forwards have virtually executed in this quarter. Atkins has the ball. He's out for 45 metres. He is a good kick for goal. And by geez, just drifted across. Brad Campbell, as cool as you like, the 15-year-old, number 15. You're going to have a shot there probably, Brad. He was looking for a lead from an experienced player to dob it over. He never got it. He's thinking quicker than some of these fellas older than him. Twice as old as him, mind you. But Brad Campbell, can he get this one through? He tried, and he does it. You'd reckon he's been playing all his life, Chase.
Badly needed one. Maybe it might be a bit of a kick on for them.
But yes, we'll certainly hope so. And it's taken a 15-year-old to snag that one. Bradley Campbell marked it, virtually just read it, didn't he, in the air. I mean, there was players jumping up all over the in the goal square for the mark. He just coolly stood at the back and pulled it in. And then he twice as coolly bananaed it through. Great piece of play, Brad Campbell, but let's Seek and Tongala go on with it now. They've only got about 5 or 6 minutes left. They need 3 or 4 quick ones. Big hit out there. Tongala in the van at the moment, trying to force the ball forward. It comes forward, but trapped there by Creamers from Seymour. He's out to the flank. Mark Denham marks. Play on, Mark. Well played out to the half-forward line. Needs Brendan Parker to mark the ball. He was in the van. He was under a lot of pressure. He just couldn't mark it, and he just hasn't quite. He's taken some good grabs today, Parker, but he just hasn't quite grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, as we know he can. He may do that yet. Let's hope so, as the ball's ferried out by the Seymour side towards the boundary line, and the Tongala supporters not very happy at the deliberacy of that particular passage of play. It did seem that Seymour were intent of just preserving themselves up then and keeping the ball out on the line while they regroup. As the ball comes out, Tongala trying hard there. I think it's Parker in there. The umpire said the ball's mine, and he'll gather in the ball over there on that half-forward flank. Parker this time just couldn't quite get it. He's getting plenty of tension back there. There's a Seymour player on the ground, but he is getting to his feet now, so no days off down at Seymour this week for a funeral. The Tony fans really vocal. Tony, they say. A bit louder than that, though, over there on the half-forward flank. And they've sorted out a free kick here to the Seymour side, and this Tony cheer squad parked themselves over that far side. I'm not very impressed at all, but Solomon gets the kick. Johnny Solomon sends up a big one right up the centre half forward. Up go the big men. Let's see, mopped up by Connolly. Well done, that's the kick. Craig Connolly, almost gathered in by, that was Campbell again. He's under pressure there, this Seymour player, Martin, but he does it well. And Seymour have got numbers here, running at the ball. On him quickly was Mark Denham marking him, but Seymour running into the forward line, looking pretty good at the moment as they move the ball up to the half-forward line. Number 27, Stuart Locke, in the reserves preliminary final last week, looking for premiership glory today. The promotion up to the Lions senior side. Sends this up. This will be a one for the big grabs. And Jake Cameron has outmanoeuvred his opponents again. He's a great mark overhead, Jake. Seems to be able to get himself in that position, doesn't he, Case?
Yeah, very steady.
Yeah. And Jake decides to do up the boots a bit. I don't know whether they've got the leather ones that come right up over your ankle, are they, Case? You wouldn't know, you haven't seen them either. Maury Varco out at Tongala's got a pair. He might have got them out of the arc, but they seem to think that in those days they never got ankle injuries, but I think they forget the game might be played at a bit quicker tempo these days and more strain on those joints. As Elliott is again, is it out there on the half-forward line, marks the ball. He sent a goal up before. This time it'll fall short. Over the top by due to some Seymour players there in the van. Their height seems to be telling a bit here. Out of the pack was Clydesdale, but he couldn't find the target at all, and he's kicked it right out of bounds. Well, Seymour's side probably, in retrospect, equipped better to play Deakin Reserve with its physical strength and height. Tongala's runners and potent forward line were probably the reasons behind most of the critics going for Tongala, but certainly under a bit of pressure. And a free kick against Morrison here, and Seymour at the moment, a few of these players running into their forward line unchecked, and Tony must tighten up in the defensive work. They must pick up some of these players, Case.
Yeah, Matt O'Sullivan's, slipping into spaces here and there.
Yes, there's been no effort really to tag him today, has there? Obviously, I don't think. And we've got a man on the leg, Cameron there. Oh, that was almost a mark. They're playing with a bit of desperation, their forwards. Code gets it out. It's a hurried kick, though. Out to Seaton. Seaton does it well. Well done, Mark Seaton. Looking for his coach. Finds him. Tongala battling the ball along the line desperately. Matt Code coming through. And a free kick to Seymour here. He sorted one out right on the boundary line. And it's number 6, Salakoski or Salawoski or something. It means something in German, I think, Case, I'm not sure. Looking for the lead, finds him again, and there's two Seymour players there. Tongala's defence at the moment a bit ragged, and just a little bit of frustration, I noticed, creeping into the Tongala forward line. There's some players looking around as if to say, "No, why weren't you manning up?"
They left the space there from Comey to run in there.
They did, yes, and he's very, very hard to beat when he's got that run at the ball, isn't he, with his strength and his marking power. And he'll give this a good shot too. Something that Tongala don't need. Scoreboard dead level here, the Bonlac scoreboard. And Wilbur Shillington looking at it, and it's pulled aside. I meant to say that Wilbur on the scoreboard, somebody said it was his 35th or 36th grand final. So he's been around a while, Wilbur. He knows how to put the scores up. Here goes Cameron out to Billiard, over the top though. They're playing disciplined at the moment. Seaton's given a bit of life. Mick Serta's got the ball, but it's Mick Serta and White. White leads at the moment, showing a little bit more toe than the Tongala veteran. Go after him, Mick. They've got a bit of momentum again here, Seymour. In comes Salakowski. He switched it across the centre half forward. Peter Elliott, well done, the big fellow. And that's one thing about Peter Morgan, rather, he will not give in, and Morgan plays out to the coach. The coach plays on. Oh, gee, there's one player there. The Tongala seemed to cop one across the... But good play from Denham. Punches the ball on. They're looking for players. They're under a bit of pressure there, but does it coolly. Mark Reed looking for Robbie Harrison. Play on, the call is. This Tongala player. Harrison picks it up. He's a promising Tongala move. The veteran has plenty of life in the legs. He swings it onto the left boot. Up goes Barry Nexit. Oh, he almost trapped at Nexit. Just couldn't quite manoeuvre himself in under the ball. And it beats him and his opponent, Seymour opponent, over the line and out of bounds. Right up in the depths of Tongala's forward line, right next to the goal line. They badly need a goal here. The clock ticking down to about the 29-minute mark. And Tongala really haven't done much with the breeze in this quarter, and one suspects that Seymour's going to be very hard to hold out in this last quarter. Chris Martin with the ball. Back there looking for a switch. There's none on. And there goes the siren. Last quarter. And it's going to take a really Herculean effort here from Tongala to get it from here, I think, Case. Scoreboard showing Seymour 9-9-63, leading the accurate Tongala 10-2-62. Finally, we're into the last 25-30 minutes of the season, and they're about to go. Any moves?
So Tony got Mick Serta full forward and Jet Atkins out in the half-forward flank.
Yeah, right. Tongala trying to go forward. It's Seymour, though, surging forward. They've got the breeze. Mick Shanahan there tackled the Tongala coach, who's laid the tackle on. They're fired up at the moment, Seymour, and they're going to be very, very hard to stop, aren't they, Case, in this quarter? Up.
First 10 minutes is going to be...
Yes, over the back there. Oh, well done there, Mark Denham. He copped a pretty heavy bump into the bargain, and the ball's still in dispute right up in the goal mouth for Seymour. He's number 21. He's jagged it out. That's Cole. He's been pretty quiet all day too, Seymour's skipper. And Glenn Cole kicks his second of the game. We haven't seen much of him on the day, but he certainly gave them a team lifter then with that goal, probably 30 seconds into the last term. Tongala now have the job right in front of them. They're like the boy pushing the barrow. They're into the breeze. They're 9 points to 7 points down, and it's going to be a real good character test. The president, Spud Florence, told me, or stated in our paper during the week, that this side has character. We'll soon find out. There's Barry Nextip, and he's one of the players they really need on fire. The Nextips, the Suitors, and those players. And he's kicked the goal. Beautifully shepherded out by Suter, then used the body well. Tongala have come back. We're just talking about pride and character, and within 30 seconds they've answered. Through Barry Nextip, one of their golden oldies. So Tony not done with yet. They're into the breeze. We remember back here 2 weeks ago, they were going for all money. They dug into the deep depths of the barrel and came up winners. And just can they do it again? They've got the crowd on their side. There's no doubt about that. There's a pro Tongala crowd here today. Cole getting through. Player drops the ball on his foot, and that's right, he tried to take on a few players. Tongala Rebellion, he's a good man for the occasion when the pressure's on. Goes up, Atkins out the centre half forward. Brendan Parker can't quite get into the game at the moment. They badly need all. He almost had it with skill there. It was young Connolly. Clydesdale Jangian back. It's a one-out duel right in the goal mouth. Well done, Mark Goodson. The defender back there, he did it. He was under a bit of pressure and he fisted it away. Difference here on the scoreboard in favour of Seymour. We've got a great game on our hands. Tongala kicking into the breeze though, taking the ball out of the ruck. Matt O'Sullivan. It would have been a great mark if he got it. And safety first there from Mark Denham. He wasn't going to take any risk. He had no options. No teammates out on his left-hand side, and he said, well, I think he might have said, stuff this, I'm going to go the easy way out. He did, and he punched it straight through the goal mouth, and some of the fans were a little bit, from Seymour, actually appealing for a free kick. Here they go again. It's up to the half-forward line, and next up for a moment, is starting to look pretty dangerous. This is one thing Tongala, once they get this ball moving, they are dangerous. And now there's a mark. Oh, gee, I thought Tongala had the mark there. Seymour's got the numbers. It's Brendan Parker. Parker can't quite grab it. Don't know what's going. There's a free kick going on back here. It could be a free kick to Tongala, isn't it, Suda? Didn't see it. We're calling, using a bit of breath up there for nothing case. But Mick Suda has the ball, and he's got a chance to put the Blues back in front. Mick Suda with the ball. He's about 40 metres out from goal. Robin White on the mark. Suda lets go. He usually punches the air, but that one's right offline. Mick just kept the head down, so you knew straight away that it hadn't been accurate, although the 1 point does bring them together, and they're dead level on the scoreboard. 10-10 to 11-3. Tongala certainly accurate on the scoreboard. There's Martin. Oh, that's a prodigious kick. That's right up the centre. That is the kick of the game. And, oh, gee, he's done it well here, Clydesdale. Up to, oh, and the mark missed here. He's trying hard to redeem himself. And Tongala through Connolly. They're under a bit of pressure, though. Running around them. Cole's got time. And he swings the ball right across the goals. They're back in front, Seymour, just for a moment, for a fleeting moment. Cole looked as though he had the time to steady and kick a goal. But Tony kept the pressure up, and the ball whizzing up and down the ground at the moment. These players have still got plenty of life in their legs, Laurie. And Cole shrugs them off there. That was an inspirational bit of play. It's just off the side. They had him, and he got away. He got out of jail.
Yeah, he's had a chance to put a couple of goals, get a couple of goals there. But...
And this big crowd on tenterhooks at the moment. They're moving to about the 5-minute mark of the last quarter. There's only a couple of points in it. Seymour with the advantage, though. Tapped on beautifully, though. Didn't go in favour of the teammate. It's mopping up there out on number 29. It's Seaton right deep in the forward pocket, but the ball had been forced over the line, and the umpire has ruled that it has to be thrown in there, deep in the Seymour half-forward flank over on the Shepparton United, in front of the Shepparton United Football Club rooms. Well, building up to a crescendo, all right, the 1991 Grand Final, 2 points in it. They're into the last 20 minutes of the season. And a bit of a dangerous move here from Seymour, ducking out of the pack. Let's see, number 26. Yes, Ian Baker has dobbed the goal. And that's one that Connie didn't need. Haven't seen much of him today, either, Case.
No.
Take it.
He's had a bit of a tagging role through the first final. He tagged Hogarth, so
yeah.
He normally plays out of the back pocket on the ball.
Well, he's certainly got a vital goal for them there, and Tongala must answer it. They just can't let Seymour get double goals now, or they're going to be in real strife, aren't they?
I see that Robin White shifted himself off Mick Suda and play on the half-back flank from Jack Morrison.
Is he? Gee, he was going pretty well there too. Right, Cole with strength, pushing the ball forward. Tongala at the moment, though, he's white. He's always strong. Feed that handballs the ball out to number 27, who was Stuart Locke. The ball punched over. This is a dangerous move for the Seymour or the Tongala side, as Seymour rushed the ball through, and they quickly moved the ball up then. So Plenty of action here in the 1991 Grand Final. It's been a great final series. And Jake Cameron truly lets go a 60-metre. Seymour players in the van though. They seem to have runners at the ball. He's Solomon running down, trying to get around opponents. He's under a lot of pressure. He's set it up though. And Vic Comey over the top. Oh, he's a dangerous move, little Baker again. There's plenty of Mick Shanahan, the coach, does it with strength. Gets it out onto the half-forward line where Connolly runs the ball over the line, or the ball beats him over the line, right in front of the Shepparton United football stand, right out there on the outer side. We're just hoping, well, we're hoping, certainly Tongala fans are hoping, that they can mount a couple of moves up to their forward line. They're trailing at the moment. Seymour have the momentum up, but the Blues are fighting doggedly. 79, so 69. They desperately need a goal. But Solomon's steady then at centre wing. Marks, let's go a long one, right up into the forward line. Over the top, almost a good mark. And Seymour have the runners here. And that's little Baker again, and on this occasion he slews the ball right across the face of the goal. And it's 1 point. And Shanahan, the Tongala coach. Tongala need to run, and they've got to get their act together quickly. This flag's starting to slip away. He gets out by himself, Mark Denham. They've done that well, but they need runners, and at the moment the game's stationary for Tongala. Up goes Jed Atkins. Marks the ball well. Get on with the job, Jed. There's a job to be done here. He moves the ball up, and Parker in front. He's trying to trap the ball. Oh, met heavily there by Martin. Trying to chip in Armstrong. Number 29, the mystery man of the side for Seymour. Marks kicks the ball up, and we have a Seymour player marking about 40 metres out from goal, number 6. He's played a pretty good game for them, this fellow. Selakowski. Selakowski with the ball, and I think he's dobbed it. It looks pretty straight from here. It's not good news for Tongala. Selakowski goals, and they're going to need a really Herculean effort to get themselves back in it now, Tongala. Do you think they're gone, Case?
I wouldn't say they're gone, but they're going to need their important players like Parker and Nixon Pursuta to do something special now.
Yeah, it is slipping away though, isn't it? It seems to be slipping away. Notice Mick Shanahan coming up into the forward line. Tongala may be out of petrol tickets, we'll soon know. Seymour have the momentum up. They've got the breeze at their back. Big Morgan still trying his heart out in the ruck there. It's well done, Mark Denham. Taps the ball forward. They need runners here. Russell Burns can't gather control of the ball. And it's in a situation where Tongala must clear the packs and get the ball out into the open. They haven't been able to do that since the first quarter, have they? No. Seymour have come back well. They've kept the pressure right on. Oh, there's the foot out from Solomon, but the umpire ruled it. He's a bit of a chance here. Brad Campbell, this is a young 15-year-old. He does it with style. He gets the ball. He's still got it, but he's forced over the line on that occasion. His opponent wearing him like a glove now. Number 33. They're pushing and shoving out there.
Big Pete Morgan's just limped off.
Has he? Oh, gee, that's not a good sign for Tongala. I don't know who they put in the ruck now. So they're down on manpower, and that's the one thing that Tongala, the Seymour side, has. There's plenty of manpower, haven't they? So Tongala putting up a valiant bid here, but Seymour gradually getting on top. No doubt they'll be pretty pleased to win this one. All the critics were against them in the game. Jake Cameron tried very hard. Let's see, the ball being ferried around though. But the umpire ruled it was out of bounds right in front of the Shepparton grandstand with the Darrell Twitt motor sign over there, right and down below of the grandstand, and we'll have another ball in. Tongala desperately need a couple of quick goals to get back into the picture. They're down 17 points. They need 3 goals. You would think that'd be enough with the breeze. Tongala have got themselves out of jail before. Don't know whether they can do it again. Up it comes. Parker marks this time. He plays on Parker. He's still got a a bit of a chance to set up something here, but it's well read off the back line by number 33, and that is Marl Williams. And Jake Cameron almost pulled it down. I thought he had the mark. Rebillard trying to get the ball out. The umpire's ruled over the shoulder. And Roger Rebillard has the ball. Looking for a move further afield. He gets it. But next about there is under a bit of pressure though. And tapped on beautifully. There's another promising Seymour challenge, or mounting a serious challenge here. As Hugh runs in. Let's go a long bomb. It could even be almost looked like being a goal for a moment, but it was just slightly off target and through for a point, and they get out to about a 3-goal advantage now, and the clock ticking down to 14 minutes, and Tongala are in a lot of trouble. Jake Cameron has been one of the stalwarts today. He's been one of the stalwarts for a decade or so, and today he certainly carried his colours very high, Jake, in the back line as the ball chipped over there by Matt O'Sullivan. Over the top, Mark Reed. He plays on. He looks for a target. He does find it in Robbie Harrison. He's the other one. The handball's on there. Harrison does it well. He's looking for Parker. Parker will mark. Oh, I put the moz on him. He dropped the mark. He plays on. Harrison back. He's still looking for options. And he finds one out here in Mark Seaton, but Seymour equal to the challenge. Martin has the ball. Chris Martin sending the ball up into the direction of Jake Cameron, who taps the ball in front of him. And it's Roger Rebillard working his heart out. He's Russell Byrne handballing out to Code. Code on to Connolly, I should say. Connolly out there to Barry Nexup. He's in the van. Following up well there is Parker. They're still in business. Out to Brad Campbell. Let's see what he can do this time. He squares it up and he'll find Suter. He's no doubt about Campbell. When he does get the ball, he certainly hits targets with it. That's probably one of the very big criteria of the game, if he can get the ball and do something with it, and he's certainly got that asset. And Mick Suter kicked a lot of valuable goals in his life, probably none more valuable than this one. If he can get this one, it just may give them the initiative to go on with the Tongala. Suter from a long way out. Oh, right over the top, and there is a screamer. That is a great mark from Jed Atkins. Right in front of the goal mouth. He comes soaring over the top, nearly the mark of the day. And Tongala is still hanging in there. They'll almost certainly kick this goal. The breeze, unfortunately for Tony, seems to be getting up again, Coach.
Yes, you seem to be lifted.
Yeah. Jed Atkins with the ball. He shouldn't miss. He doesn't. Straight through. He clattered it straight through. Tongala are hanging in there. Atkins brings up his fourth. Tongala within 2 goals. They must get the next goal. If they can get the next goal, I reckon they're in business. A very vital passage of play coming up for the Tongala side. Their whole season may be hinging on it, Case.
Yes, you've got to try and string 2 or 3 together. At least 2.
Tongala fans very vocal in the grandstand. It's Tony.
So Robbie Harrison's in the ruck now.
Robbie Harrison's in the ruck. Well, I don't know whether he needed that at this stage of life. He's given a heap away in height. Certainly nothing in heart. Robbie Harrison. He's only barely 6 foot. He goes up against Johnny Sullivan, who's about a 6'4" man. But he'll give it his best shot. That's one thing Harrison always does. Didn't do bad either over the back. A bit of the old ruck work style there. Rebillard finds Jed Atkins again. Jed Atkins ready to play on. Tongala still not done with this. Sends a searching kick right up in the forward line. Can Mick Suter? No, he just can't quite grab it. They're in the van. Handball over. Brad Campbell. Can he put himself in the action? The ball out of bounds though, and Tongala do make a promising move forward though. They're still not done with 15 minutes on the time clock, 16 minutes, so we're about halfway through the last quarter. It's been a pretty good game, Case.
Yeah, it's been close all day.
Yep.
Nobody's really broke away.
Been no big breaks. Tongala with a chance here. Who's this gathering the ball? Is this Denham? 29, yes, that was Mark Seaton rather. He feeds it off to Connolly. He's Robbie Harrison, letting go if a Tongala mark can be taken here. And here he is, the man. He can be down for periods of the game, but he's very, very capable of bobbing up just when you need him, and he's done it again. Brendan Parker, he's never done with. And he has the ball directly in front, and Tongala are defying the winds and the odds and everything at the moment, and Parker puts it straight through. These Blues are never dead. So they're back to within a goal, and what a great grand final this is going to be if Tongala can pinch it into the wind. It's a great grand final anyway. Tony are certainly in there with a chance now. They grabbed that goal. They needed that one. Back-to-back goals. They've got it. And Gary McConnell back on the ground. He's going to give them some running power. Well, here's a chance. Byrne breaks away, looking for a lead further afield. It's a Parker marks. Parker has the ball at centre half forward. Tongala looking promising. There's a short pass in there. Out to Suter. I thought he went the wrong option. Oh, yeah, there's a bit of desperation. Players going down. Jake, punch. He does it well. They're still in there with a chance. Oh, gee, I thought a Seymour player might have really qualified for a free. Well, in that occasion, he seemed to be in his back. One goal the difference. We're down to the 18-minute mark, the last quarter, and what a gripping grand final it is. Seymour about to go forward though. Oh, this player under pressure. They've lifted Tongala. They've got a bit of a smell out of the back line. Mark Reed it is, switching the ball up to the centre wing. Let's see. Tongala up. Parker though, he couldn't trap that one. Jack Morrison dodges a couple of players. Out comes the ball out to Matty Code. Matty Code looking for a teammate in Atkins. Atkins gets it on or tries to get it on, but the ball trickles off his boot. A bit of a wrestle going on here between Jet Atkins and his opponent. Let's get on with it, Tony. You remember the show? Harrison, the lion-hearted Harrison, giving away height. He's Canelli, forcing the ball. They're gradually edging it up forward. Over the top, there's a pretty timely mark there from number 24, which is Darren Brock. Rather, Darren Cook for the Seymour side. Cook lets it go up over the top. Tongala with a chance. Rebillard off to Byrne. Byrne shoots the ball up towards the running Parker, and he's back in town. Brendan Parker looking for Suter and finds him on the lead. Michael Suter, well, the Tongala Stars are suddenly lighting up, Kate. Oh, gee, he's starting, and the breeze has dropped, and the tempo's been lifted by Tongala.
20 minutes in.
20 minutes into the last quarter. Mick Suter, who's pretty good at kicking goals, on a big angle though. Well, wait, yes, it's through. Look at his arms go up. Tongala are back right in this game. Tongala level the scores. I thought they were gone about 4 minutes ago. But they're back in business, Case.
Yeah, someone stuck at it.
Spud Florence certainly, regardless of the result, certainly got it right, hasn't he? He said this side's got a bit of character and a bit of pride. They've had the odds against them in this last quarter, but they're at it, and they're in with a big show. Oh, gee, Barry Nexup's made a bad blue there. He was in the centre square. I don't think he thought it was ready. He went into congratulate some players or urge some players on. He's been trapped in there. Seymour from the flank. Oh, this could be handy for Tongala. They could get some run out of this. Oh, gee, Goodson, keep the ball in front of your son now. Burns there, working the ball hard. Feeds it back to Jack Morrison out to the wing here. In there, and it's a free kick here to Armstrong. Armstrong has the ball. He's the one, there's a little short one on here. Yes. Right. Well, the player's going in very hard, and there might be a free kick here to Matt O'Sullivan. Well, Tony had a chance there, didn't they? 87-87 apiece, the scoreboard. Players getting pretty tired now. Tony Seymour with this strong wind, almost a good mark, and he's played it. Oh, gee. I don't really know about that one. I don't think that was a mark. we've seen, and Darren Comey's got the ball, and there's a bit of a hush over the ground. No one can believe it. Pretty brave umpire giving that decision at this particular point of the game. And Comey really lining this one up. He knows the importance of it. And he kicked it, I think. He does kick goals, although it could be slightly to the side. And it is only a point. Tongala breathe again. Jake Cameron, the Tongala side, down a point here. Jake will kick it long out towards the centre. Rebillard, a good target, although he's caught Coles there. Had the ball trapped. Robin White's down there, the Seymour coach. Has he done a Neil Crompton? I think he has. He snags one out from centre half forward. The coach right at the timely mark at about the 24-minute mark. Now we'll really see what Tongala are made of now. They're down 7 points. They got level about 2 minutes ago, and then that very controversial mark that umpire Stoneham paid. And this time it's Tongala getting the free kick out of the centre. So, yeah, they had 5 in Seymour, so a bit of players lacking a bit of concentration. Make up for it, Robbie Harrison, he does. Let's see here. Oh, gee, just about got himself in the van there. They've still got a chance. Tongala get in there. Gary McConnell quickly. Out the ball comes to the centre wing. Jeffrey Armstrong running flat out at the ball. Does it well, traps it well, keep it in. Kick it long, son. He does. Well, no, he doesn't kick it long. He does kick it, though. But it's pretty well mopped up there by Seymour. And Clydesdale marks strongly at centre half forward, or on the centre wing here, the centre half forward coming up the ground. Jake Cameron right on his mark. Mark Goodson back there, keeping his eye right on the flight of the ball. 25 minutes in. We'll probably be down to about the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Seymour lead by 7 points. Tongala staged a magnificent comeback a few moments ago when they scored 3 quick goals to level the scores just when Seymour threatened to take the game over. And they're battling hard. Players are desperate. Here's Goodson from the back pocket looking for targets. I hope he can find one. Over the back it goes. Ian Baker back there. And a mark here shared by 2. And he's played it to Cole. It wouldn't make any difference who's got the kick-witted case. As long as you or your teammate got it in this occasion. Cole wanted it for some reason. He hasn't had all that many touches. Kicks it right up into the forward goal. Oh, gee, and there's been a big mark here. That may be the death knell for Tongala. It could be Big Peter Elliott's grabbed one right out of the pack. Was it Elliott?
Number 6 is Sarakoski.
Sarakoski. Well, he's only not a big player, but he certainly took that strongly. He's been a good player for Sarakoski. And he'll come through and just about steal the game here, I think. And as he missed that, he has missed it. Tongala breathe again. But they've got to get something mounted really quickly now. They're running out of time and running out of time rapidly. Last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, no longer. Let's get on with the job.
Head for home.
Pardon? They've got to head for home. I nearly agree with you there, Laurie. Straight down the centre. They are short passing. It's more than a possession game at the moment. They've got to kick goals. They have got a bit of a break here. Mark Denham on that far outer wing. Switches the ball up towards Parker. He's the man who could do something for Tongala on that occasion, though he had little chance because the ball had beaten him over the line and out of bounds. Ball thrown in. Dying moments of the 1991 Grand Final. Seymour leading by 7 points over a gallant Tongala. Connolly feeds the handball out to that was Harrison, I think, in the thick of things in the ground here, or a Billiard. And the umpire has decided to throw in the ball. It's obviously over the line. Tongala need a quick forward surge here. The ball in Seymour's direction though, although well intercepted there by, it was Mark Denham, wasn't it, who marked the ball on the back flag. Tongala, you must play on at all costs now, Tongala. And up, almost grabbed it there. Connolly feeds out the ball. He's a chance for Tongala now. They're running. It was that Morrison with the left foot right up the centre. Campbell it was. And look, oh gee, and he's marked it. What a great mark. That could have been a 15-metre penalty. Barry next up has it. He knows there's a bit of urgency about the time. He's going back quickly. He's been around for a while, being next up. And he's dobbed it. And they're back in business. Gee, it's a great finish here to the 1991 grand final. Tongala come back from the dead again. Next up scoring that goal. That's his third. The clock ticks down to 29 minutes. The scoreboard just in favour of Seymour by 2 points. It couldn't be any closer. What a grand final. Can Tongala snare it? What a finish. There's big Solomon. There's Rabiliard. Fires it up. Almost a mark. There's a chance here. You've got to put the pressure on Tony. It's out towards the half-forward line. Players desperate now. The game right in the balance. There wouldn't be all that much time on. 2 minutes or so, or 3 or 4 minutes remaining. I said that about 3 or 4 minutes ago, so I reckon we're down to the last couple of minutes. Tongala must get the next goal, and that could be the premiership. That's how vital it is. Ball in, over the top, Tongala trying hard. There's players on the stack on the mill. It's forced over the line once again, and out of bounds right in front of the grandstand. Really precious stuff, pulsating stuff. In fact, last couple of minutes, Tongala need a goal to snag the premiership. That's about what it is. Whoever scores the next goal could be it. Burns tries to burst his way through, but there's a wall of Seymour players there, and the umpire says, give me the ball, I'll bounce it up. 2 points the difference. Seymour with their noses in front. Can Tongala pull this one out of the bag? They've done it before this year. Seymour going forward though through White. It's right up to the full forward zone and over the line and out of bounds. It just gives them that little bit of buffer of time on the, as far as time goes, Case. That's what they needed, the ball up in their forward line.
Yeah, they've got the centres at the moment.
Yeah. Nearly down to the 30-minute peg. Over the top there. Seymour trying to work, Tony trying to work the ball forward. Oh, there's a bit of a Seymour challenge. Jake Cameron under a bit of pressure. He might get he's marked it. And if he didn't mark it, he had the free, didn't he? Yeah. Jake Cameron just
body strength there.
Yeah, just body strength. I really felt sorry for Jake there because he was sort of caught in. I mean, you couldn't pin the blame on Jake. It was a one-out duel, and it was the body strength of Comey which pulled in the mark. But it's going to win the premiership, no doubt, for Seymour. Tony out of time now, unfortunately. I don't think there's enough time left. Comey going for about his 5th or 6th goal, isn't he, of the game? His 5th goal. His 5th goal. He won't miss. He never does from here. And he doesn't. You couldn't help feel a bit sorry for Jake Cameron. They're just muscled out there with a little bit more strength than Comey. Or Comey having a little bit more strength in that man-to-man duel. Tony have given it everything. I'm pretty sure they will. I'm sure they will be disappointed, but certainly they've lost no fans today with this gallant display. It must about be all over. I reckon there's about a minute remaining, no more. Maybe a second, and maybe into the last seconds of the game. The scoreboard ticking on to 31. It has to be almost over. Up goes Harrison. He's still got spring in those legs. Amazing player. But Seymour go forward. That's something Tongala don't need. And he's nearly done it again, Comey. I think he should pay him the mark. He does. And just that little edge in physical strength, isn't it, Case, has probably been the difference.
Quick kick out of centre.
Yeah, but I mean overall, I mean Seymour just had probably that edge in physical strength. So it's Darren Comey. There was no doubt about the worry that Tongala did have on this player going into the game. And there's the premiership. Two Seymour. It'll be just interesting to see whether Comey has his shot. He doesn't really have to, does he? Maybe he might be looking for a bit of percentage. No, he's going to line it up and have a go. Jake Cameron's not quite sure. Nobody's quite sure what's going on. Seymour players are screaming onto the ground. Did he kick it? I think he may have kicked it. No, it went off to the side. It didn't make any difference though. Final scoreboard. Seymour 14 goals, 18, 102 have beaten Tongala, the accurate Tongala, 15 goals, 3, 93. Premiership, I know you haven't been in that situation with the Kyabram club, and natural jubilation in the Seymour camp, despondency over there at the Tongala camp. They give it their best shot. They've come from near the bottom of the ladder. In fact, both sides had the observations of the game, Case.
Oh, well, it was a really good close contest, enjoyable contest, just at different stages of the game. Seymour just overall just a little bit stronger overhead.
They did have that little bit of aerial strength, particularly up forward, didn't they, with Comey and Clydesdale. Although, gee, Connie showed a lot of character in that last quarter, didn't they? I mean, Seymour were probably entitled to run away with the game in the last quarter, but Connie kept coming back. You had to admire them. You know, somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. Today it was Tongala who lost.
Coming through and 3 hard times.